Hey guys, Jonathan Keller here. Wanted to do a quick little message. So today I had a meeting with a couple of leaders within our company, and they're awesome, great leaders. Had a lot of success, and they're doing big things. However, we disagree a lot on what we need to do, what needs to be done, and it's challenging because they are my managers. They're my authority, and so. I think in all situations you have to lead, whether you're leading from the top down, you're leading from the bottom up. You have to lead every situation, everywhere you go. That's who you are. But you also, part of being in leadership is also being able to I don't like using the word submit, but to be able to stay coachable, to listen, to understand that sometimes people know better than what you know. And that's kind of what it is in this case, for example. There's a whole other tangent you can take on this. I know probably some people are gonna be like, but whatever. You got to know that when you're in certain situations, even though you're the leader in all areas, when someone that has more experience, knows more stuff, is saying something, and as long as it doesn't rub you the complete wrong way, you may disagree with it. That's totally fine. But if you just disagree with it, and you're like, well, I just don't think it's going to work out the way you're saying, that's not enough. You actually, like, if you play it out and you run what they're telling you, like, okay, well, if we play out what you're telling me, we're not gonna, it's not gonna play out. Then if it's like just does not make sense what they're saying to you, because the stuff they're telling you are things they did 500 years ago and the world doesn't work like that anymore, that's totally different. You got to follow your gut. You got to do that. And you got to push for what you're feeling, what you're doing, what you're saying. You got to push for your ideas. What I'm saying is that if they tell you something and you're like, I can see how that works, that makes sense, you need to be able to swallow that pride. Be a leader by allowing them to be the leader that they are, and you run that game plan. Even though you may not fully be alongside, if you trust them, you know what they're doing, you follow right alongside that, and you run that play, you cheer that call, and you make that work. Because listen, that's how a team operates. You got the quarterback, which is the leader, while they're out in the field doing stuff, calling the plays, making things happen. If the coach calls them over and says, this is the play we're running, that's the play you're running when the coach calls that play. You don't go out there and say, coach isn't throwing the ball right now. He doesn't see how everything is going, how everything is happening right now. We're going to do this play instead. The players do not do that. That's not what happens. That happens because chances are the coach sees stuff that quarterback is not seeing. And that's why he's saying, call this play so we can break through and bust out and make this happen. So, if you trust that leadership that you've got in place, that's why you're there. That's why you're working there. You got to follow their lead and make that happen. All right. Hopefully that helps, makes some kind of sense. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Take care.